It's Dr. K. So I've done a couple of posts on the importance of afferent information. That's information coming in from the environment into the body, sends a signal up to your central nervous system, so your brain processes all that information, sends a signal back out to the body. It happens like this, so you make good movement choices. So we need good information coming in to make good movement choices. That helps us avoid cumulative trauma and negative effects like tissue trauma, muscle spasms, adhesions in the way that the tissues slide and glide, lack of control in our movements, and or joint dysfunction. So static malalignments are where we can see, malalignments in ideal posture when we're just standing still. This is individual for each person, but fluid by itself is a dynamic thing. So if I'm sitting at a desk all day with my shoulders rounded in front of a computer, that's a static deviation from the ideal posture. That also means that I need to make sure I'm training away from that position. I'm improving my options outside of work so that I have more movement variability whenever I need it. Now, static malalignments, again, can cause myofascial adhesions, joint dysfunction and pain, and once a joint loses its normal function, the muscles around it, can also increase, creating more stress at the joint. Now, sometimes this can be prevented, but a lot of times what ends up happening is people come in and they say, hey, my hips are really overly tight or stressed or they're stiff. Hey, my hamstrings, no matter how many times I stretch them out, they're really stiff. Hey, my shoulder is really tight. I can't reach my arms above my head. So again, this leads to inefficiency in the gym or while you're training, or even worse, whenever you're interacting with your kids, doing functional activities with the family. So it influences the quality of your movement over time, leading to unnecessary risk for injury. Now, static malalignments can come from chronic sedentary positioning, but there's also dynamic malalignments, and these are deviations from optimal posture seen with movement, specifically functional movement, functional activities. So this might be things like your footwork whenever you're jumping or running. This might be things like your knees caving in, or you leaning forward during your squat positioning, or maybe you're pressing overhead but you have a forward lean, or you're not having enough overhead movement, and so now you're arching your back to get that weight over your head. These are all dynamic impairments that again start to affect the quality and efficiency of your movement body and your positioning and overall your stress on your life. So you need to have a recovery process in place. That means looking at your home mobilizations. So just because you feel pain in your back does not mean that's the only point you should look at and think about treating. Just because you have knee pain does not mean that that's the root cause of your problem. You need to be thinking above and below that problem, because we need to start thinking what's being neglected that's causing that pain to happen in the first place. So you need to look at your recovery plan. That means your home mobilizations and your recovery. Now, people overlook this in their own lives, but guess what? Clinicians do that too. You need someone to take a full body approach so you can get to the root cause of your problem and you can get long-lasting changes in your life, in your environment, in your movement efficiency. For now, I just want you to think about looking above and below the kinetic chain and checkpoints to get an understanding of your body, where those compensations may be coming from. How can we improve the afferent information coming in from the environment, giving us good movement variability, good choices. Think about your foot and ankle. Is it coming from the knees? Is it coming from the lumbopelvic hip complex? Is it coming from the shoulders and your T-spine? Is it coming from your head and your cervical spine? So, these are key checkpoints that I would start thinking about and thinking about how can I improve that environment and information from the environment so that everything's moving more fluidly. Your body wants movement variability, and so you want movement options in a pinch when you're doing functional activities. Can't say this enough. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm rolling out some new packages regarding functional range conditioning. And the idea is to help you identify those ranges of motion that you need more control with and take you through a progressive loading system to make you familiar with those ranges, get you stronger in those ranges, and basically, allow you to have more control in those ranges. That allows your body to have more afferent information coming in, allows you to make better movement choices, better movement variability, better options for the unexpected. So keep your eyes posted for my new package. In the meantime, take this information, incorporate it into your own programming, and start thinking about your own training and how that can influence and make a difference in injury prevention and optimizing performance. I'm celebrating your success already. Stay strong, inspire others.